Today, I'm going to tell you how Oklahoma won recruiting in the Bedlam game despite the score, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today, I'm going to tell you how Oklahoma won recruiting at Bedlam. Here's the thing, right? Number one, everybody saw the score. Everybody saw Oklahoma's defense give up 47, 640 yards of offense, 39 first downs, 500 yards passing, a 200-yard receiver, a 100-yard receiver, and a 100-yard rusher to Oklahoma State. Now, first things first here. Oklahoma State, while appearing mediocre, also has a win against Texas. So it's not as if this is Kansas, who's on the schedule this week, and we all need a Kansas on our schedule this week, put up 47 on Oklahoma. Also, this is a game that kicked off at 2:30 and still received the highest television rating for a college football game according to ESPN. Oklahoma pulled a 3 overnight and then jumped to a 5.1 when Oklahoma State scored with 1 minute, 3 seconds left to play. So what does this mean? It means that an average of 3 million people watched OU versus OSU, and at its peak, 5.1 million people watched OU versus OSU. That is the kind of national exposure that you need to get to recruits. They want to know that they're going to be on television. They want to know that the program is going to be featured, and they want to know that they're going to a nationally relevant school. That is Oklahoma. Remember, this game took place at Owen Field. That's big for recruiting. That means folks from Florida to California, and you might know that Oklahoma recruits both those states, saw this game in all likelihood if they are college football fans. The next way I know Oklahoma won recruiting at Bedlam is it wasn't just the offensive recruits who had good things to say, who were there for officials and unofficials. Yes, Spencer Rattler had great things to say. Yes, EJ and Doma Ogar had great things to say, and in particular, he had Marcus Alexander and Evan Neal in his back pocket. Evan Neal is an uncommitted 5-star tackle. EJ and Marcus are committed offensive guards. That's a good look for you if you're an OU fan. 5-star quarterback Spencer Rattler also reported having a great time for his entire trip to Norman. 5-star Trejan Bridges was on display there. You had star power from your 2019 recruiting class, but you also had some uncommitted prospects that you would very much want to get, like Carrollton Ranch fused Michael Henderson. Top 24/7 offensive guard in the 2020 class, Darian Hatchett had good things to say. But particularly for OU fans, what did the defensive recruits have to say? Well, one recruit told me that the OU defense gives him heartburn, and I can understand why, because we were all having some sort of heart palpitation, heart attack, heartburn, when it looked like Oklahoma State was going to win with that 2-point conversion, maybe some heart failure. But guys like 2020 quarterback Miles Brooks reported having a good time. That is a 6'2" corner who was impressed by not just the game itself, but also his experience. And I'm going to get into that in a bit. Other fellas like 2019 defensive commit Marcus Hicks reported having a great time. High priority, uncommitted defensive recruits like David Ogwogbu and Marcus Stripling also were on hand to watch Bedlam, and 4-star defensive back and Oregon commit Jeremiah Quiddle reported loving the atmosphere and that the fans were unreal. Now, we all know what the score was. We all know that the defense needs help. But if you are a defensive recruit, particularly a top defensive recruit, what do you take away? You take away your experience when you are in town. This is where folks like Annie Hansen do the bulk of their work in showing what Oklahoma has to offer, not only the recruits, but their parents, and parents are undefeated in recruiting. You're also able to get pictures and or be on the sideline with NFL stars like Orlando Brown, Mark Andrews. All those fellas were on display at this game. You also know that you could probably come in and compete for a job and play right away. And not only because you're good, but because you're seeing it. Guys like Brendan Buki Radley Hiles and Ronnie Perkins are big that way. They are true freshmen who start at Oklahoma right now. And you're able to sell that to the top recruits in the country along with a nationally relevant program that is competing for a playoff spot and is a good defense away from being a juggernaut. That is what you have to sell to recruits, in particular defensive recruits. It's going to be way easier to break in on this defense than it is going to be to break in on this offense. And if you come in and you show you have the goods, you could be like Ronnie Perkins. You could be like Buki. And I think 2019 recruits know that. I know that 2020 recruits are getting that idea. But let's not forget, a four-man front helps Oklahoma tremendously in recruiting. Why? Because a four-man front allows everybody to have an equal opportunity to go kill a quarterback and make plays in the backfield. In an odd front, particularly a three-man front, you're asking your defensive line to basically get assists. You want them to hold blocks so that linebackers can make plays. And these kids want to be stars because they are stars. They are stars before they get to Oklahoma. That's why they're at Oklahoma. And if you can sell them on an opportunity to pin their ears back and go kill a quarterback and then have an opportunity to get to the league, all of a sudden you can get priority defensive linemen. And we know that that is something that not just Oklahoma wants, but we want. We want to see the defensive line get to be a juggernaut. I know there are folks that are tired of seeing fellas like Jordan Brailford ascend to the top of the edge rusher list because he's got 9-10 sacks on the season because they run a four-man front and he has an opportunity to just go kill quarterbacks. And the last reason I know that Oklahoma won recruiting in Bedlam is you didn't have anybody decommit over the defense, man. You had lots of folks that were concerned. You have lots of folks that are asking questions about who's going to be the next defensive coordinator. Is Ruffin McNeil going to be the permanent defensive coordinator? What are you going to do on the defensive line? And what is the defensive identity and philosophy of Oklahoma going forward? Those are all good questions to be asking, and they're all questions for which Lincoln Riley and his staff can offer up an answer to defensive recruits and sell them on why they should be at Oklahoma. Keep in perspective, Oklahoma is the number 5 team in the 2019 team rankings, and it could only get better if you add a few more of these high priority defensive recruits. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.